This is Luke chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawashi, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect Akim out here during this fight, pushing this word with faith, hope, and sincerity. So I want brothers and, really everyone in the world to stay focused on Jeffrey Epstein. OK, because what's going to be pushed in the media will be R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, but none of them are worse than this guy named Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video and bring out some scriptures that show how Esau, the so-called white man, is the devil. And these are the things that are being promoted all across the globe, but these things are now being revealed because they were typically hid from the common view of how people viewed Esau, the so-called white man. When all of these indictments and charges come up for Esau, the so-called white man, people just kind of sweep it underneath the rug. Well, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, we are going to magnify everything that these devils do, because that is how those things are being revealed, okay, to show who these devils really are, okay, and how these are the worst, quote unquote, people on the face of this earth. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video. It might be a little bit more than 2 minutes long, and then we'll get into some scriptures, and maybe 3 minutes.
Jeffrey Epstein, the multimillionaire, pleading not guilty to sex trafficking charges, while prosecutors say they made a disturbing discovery at his mansion. Our chief national affairs correspondent, Tom Yamas, is outside Epstein's townhouse here in New York with more. Good morning, Tom.
Robin, good morning to you. Just behind me, this is Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion. Some call it one of the most expensive homes in all of New York. Federal agents call it a crime scene. They say when they busted through those doors, what they saw inside was consistent with what the alleged victims told them, that the assaults happened inside of a massage room. This, as some very powerful people are now having to explain their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, including President Bill Clinton, who overnight released a statement.
This morning, disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein is behind bars, but fighting to get out. Prosecutors arguing the politically connected multimillionaire should not be released on bail.
When you have 2 planes and you live much of the year abroad, we think that's a very real risk.
The ultra-wealthy money manager appearing in a blue jumpsuit in federal court on Monday, pleading not guilty to charges that he trafficked dozens of underage girls at his massive Manhattan and Palm Beach mansions. Also this morning, new raid video showing federal agents as they bust open the door of his 7-story, $77 million home on Manhattan's Upper East Side. In a dramatic news conference on Monday, the U.S. attorney saying inside, investigators found hundreds, if not thousands, of female nude or partially nude photographs, some of the photos seeming to show underage girls. And inside of a locked safe, compact discs, one allegedly labeled Young Miscellaneous Nudes 1, another titled Girl Pics Nude.
The alleged behavior shocks the conscience.
According to the indictment, from 2002 to 2005, Epstein recruited girls to engage in sex acts with him, after which he would give the victims hundreds of dollars in cash and pay.
So let's bring out a quick scripture. This is because like I said, this is going to be broadcasted as news, and then it'll just kind of float away into the social media kind of distillation. And then next thing you know, nobody will ever be talking about this again. But that's the reason why I say, hey, look, stay focused on this guy, man, because these are the demons, in which are in those high places. OK, which actually they don't get the same type of quote unquote treatment as a R. Kelly or as a Bill Cosby or even O.J. Simpson. And here's the thing. I don't care whether or not these people did it or not. The point is to realize how Esau, the so-called white man, controls the narrative through his media to where they place emphasis. And now the discussion is more so on Jake than it is Esau. And Esau is doing 100 times worse crimes. OK, this is Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. Thousands of nude pictures, miscellaneous nudes, girl pictures, all on his internet, all on his computer files, molesting these young girls. It said of age 14. Okay, all of these things, man. Hey, look, he's gonna have to give an account for, and that's the beauty, man. As Scripture says, sentence against an evil work isn't executed speedily. See, here in Esau's system, all of these things can be swept under the rug, but in Yahawashi's system, okay, all of those things are going to be brought to the forefront. They're going to be uncovered. They're going to be revealed, okay, and we're going to identify who you damn devils are, and you're going to be punished severely. This is Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen, okay? And that's exactly what we're seeing from these Edomites, man. All of the shame in which they've done now cannot be hid any longer. It says, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. One more real quick. This is Obadiah, verse 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? I'm going to jump to verse 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So all the things in which Esau thinks that he's going to be able to get away with, he's not going to be able to do so. Just because here in this society and Esau's wicked ass laws, he can kind of slither through, using his lawyers and using his influence and affluence of money. None of that will be the case when it comes to Yahawashi. Let's play the rest of this video.
One allegedly labeled Young Miscellaneous Nudes 1, another titled Girl Pics Nude.
The alleged behavior shocks the conscience.
According to the indictment, from 2002 to 2005, Epstein recruited girls to engage in sex acts with him, after which he would give the victims hundreds of dollars in cash, and paid some victims to recruit additional girls to be similarly abused.
When you saw him, it just brought back bad memories?
Yeah, it brought back the last time I saw him, which was right there at the massage table, and it just started making me feel uneasy, nervous.
Michelle Licata and Courtney Wild were in court to see Epstein face those charges. They both say the mega millionaire assaulted them. Wild says she was only 14 at the time.
We get to look him in the face today and see him, in handcuffs. It was just nice to be able to share it with somebody, look at you and say, okay, today's our day.
We were with her exclusively as she headed to court.
Just to hear that they're standing up for the victims, you know what I mean? It's just so overwhelmingly, it's past due.
But both women fear Epstein, who pleaded not guilty, could beat this case. He's 66.
Yep, and that's the point. The point is Esau's system is built off of how much money you have and who you know. Okay, and as it said earlier, he knew Bill Clinton and a couple of other prestigious people in high positions. But once again, this is just going to show you how Esau can do the same thing or even worse than Jake, but he'll get away with it. Just like it was said in this interview. They said, well, he might have clearly did these things, all right, alleged to do them. Still haven't been convicted of him. But because of his connections with the quote unquote elites, he'll be able to get away with it, in this time. But he won't be getting away with it in the kingdom or when Yahawashi returns, But yeah, let's hear that again.
Look at you and say, okay, today's our day.
We were with her exclusively as she headed to court.
Just to hear that they're standing up for the victims, you know what I mean? It's just so overwhelmingly, it's past due.
But both women fear Epstein, who pleaded not guilty, could beat this case. He's 66 years old, owns at least 6 homes and 2 private islands. In the past, he socialized with Prince Andrew and President Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. In a 2002 profile in New York Magazine, before any allegations surfaced, Trump called Epstein a, quote, terrific guy, adding, he's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. In 2007, Epstein faced a potential federal indictment in Florida on similar charges. He struck a secret plea deal, serving just 13 months in county jail and registering as a sex offender. The U.S. attorney who authorized that deal, Alexander Acosta, now the Secretary of Labor. You have mentioned.
Yeah, so essentially what has happened is this guy has been doing this well before 2002 and 2005. And this guy right here at that time, I believe, was some type of either judge or some sort basically gave him a plea deal to where he didn't have to go to jail, or basically he had some type of probationary or whatever sentence. So now this guy is basically underneath Trump's administration, okay? And now Trump is having to fire this guy because all of these things are surfacing from Jeffrey Epstein, you know? Because ultimately all of these elites, you know, believe in pedophilia, man. You know, that Pizzagate thing was really hot, you know, a couple years ago. Like, none of these things are just, you know, mistakes. You know, this is how Esau, the so-called white man, operates, man. You know? So let's bring out one more couple scriptures, and then we're going to wrap up. This is Nahum 3 and 5. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame." You know, because back in the day, Esau didn't go through situations like this where they were, you know, on the front page of the news. You know, and how basically a news cycle was going on. You know, you look at all CBS, Democracy Now!, and then, of course, you know, you got R. Kelly. They're going to try to, you know, promote that more than anything. But then you see more inside Jeffrey Epstein's House of Horrors, you know? So, yeah, all of this, man, is to show you how Yahawashi is uncovering that nakedness of Esau, the so-called white man, for who he really is, a sex trafficking, homosexual, pedophile drinking, you know, demon, you know? Let's bring out this last verse, man. Yeah, man. Keep the focus on these Edomites, man. You know? When the focus is on Esau, okay, then we can really identify who these damn devils are, you know? Because we already know 2/3 of our people are through, you know? They ain't gonna make it. They can't get it. So, you know, the best thing for us to do is to keep the focus on Esau, the so-called white man, because by doing so, our people will at least begin to recognize who these devils are, and it should spur some type of thought on what they should do, you know, with these things coming down the pipe, man. You know, if a guy like Jeffrey Epstein was doing this, how many more people are doing it currently that are not at his level or even higher? You know, this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." And that consuming through the spirit of his mouth is by the prophets, us identifying and recognizing who these damn devils are and not allowing it to be swept underneath the rug. You know, basically doing away with the rug and casting that light even brighter to where those things are now being magnified, you know, and circulated, you know, made viral per se, you know. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming," you know. So yeah, in which Yahawashi has given us the opportunity and the ability to and the reason why they're at the focal point is because once their queendom is taken down, then the kingdom of Yahawashi will be restored, you know, with the hopeful elect. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. Once again, Kal Halalyam La Yahawah by Yahawashi, by Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.